Alrighty, guys, thanks for coming in. Let's keep straight up. We're gonna bounce the mat. Out to each other. All right, let's go for jumping jacks. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On your backs. Close guard chokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right leg up, elbow to your knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, bridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, hip escapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, guys, into the third break falls. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, left side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's do stretches. Let's leg out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, feet apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feet together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Butterflies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's roll back and hold. All right, come back slow. Let's start in the seated position. Remember what we were doing earlier this week where we're swinging both legs to one side, okay? Driving up into that lead leg, taking that step with the back leg, resetting in reverse, other side, okay? It's kind of a nice slow exercise to loosen up our hips here a little bit, okay? It's an important movement we use a lot in jiu-jitsu too, so Practice it out, guys. So try it out. Remember to drive and hip forward at the end. Yep. It's not a speed thing. Just to loosen up the muscles a little bit. All right, nice guys. Okay, so next one, this time we're gonna start by rocking back to our back. And now as I sit up, this time I'm gonna bring one leg under me. And I'm just coming up to that lead leg, finishing in the same position as last time. Okay, but a little bit different of a movement here, where I'm bringing the inside leg in, driving up, okay? Alternating sides like so, okay? Try it out. Keep it going, guys, another 30 seconds. All right, let's move it right into our low double legs, okay? Side to side, side to side, alternating that lead leg dropping, back leg steps up. Okay. Keeping the body upright. Okay, don't lose your posture. All right, let's move it on to our rolls now, okay? So putting your knees, tucking the arm and rolling forward. Okay, then we can roll backwards. All right, guys, that's time. Okay, let's get a quick water break. Come back, we're gonna do a lot of dummy drills today, okay? So, get some water, guys. Sweet. Come here, one go, Chara. Alrighty, guys. So the first exercise we're going to work on is a guard pass. Okay, so we're talking about like a speed pass. Okay, so when we're here, we're in front of our dummy. Okay, so we're going to take a cross step, right? So usually when I'm approaching someone on their back, they're playing open guard. I don't want to have my feet like side by side or squared, and because you make it easy for them to attack sweeps on you if you're like that. So if I'm going to approach someone in their guard, I always want to be in a ready stance, staggered stance, okay? So from there, I'm going to take my back leg and I'm going to step across to the left side. So if my right leg is back, I'm stepping to my left side here, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm stepping right against the belt, okay? I'm targeting the belt here with my foot, because that way when I step my other leg up at the end, okay, I'm ready to go right to a good knee on belly position, okay? So it's basically from the ready stance, the two-step move, right? So you're here, you're in your ready stance. Now, whatever leg I have back, that's the leg I'm taking that deep step in, because I can step much farther with my back leg than I can with my opposite leg here. Okay? So when I'm stepping, taking that back step across, now, once I step here, I don't want to leave my leg back. I'm going to step up. Okay? And now it's kind of, you're going to have to feel it out a little bit where you need to step, because depending on your leg length and your height, okay, it's going to be a different spot. Okay? But I've got mine down to where I kind of know where I need to step right here to go to a good, comfortable knee on belly position. And then I can always adjust my foot however I need to here. Okay? Like so. And you'll notice when I'm here in the knee on belly, my foot is flat, right? My outside leg, flat on the floor. My knee is up. Okay, that way I'm mobile. I'm ready to move around. Yeah, I can have good balance from here. Whereas if my knee's down, I'm not really ready to move because my balance is not very great here. Okay, so I'm going to be up, kind of like in this split squat position. Okay, now from here, I can go to the other side. So I'm going to stagger my stance the opposite way this time. I'm going to step my back leg, which in this case is my left leg, across to my right side. Remember, I'm aiming for the belt. Okay, so aim for the belt with my foot. Step my other leg to that position I need it, okay? And then I drop in to a good knee on belly position. Okay, so notice when I'm in knee on belly, I don't want to lean too far over the side that I have my shin on them. If I do that, you open yourself up to get bridged over. Okay, so I should have my knee on their belly, but you'll notice my weight is still pretty centered here. Okay, my body's upright. I'm not leaning one way or the other. I'm right centered here, wherever my balance point is. Okay, and then I stop right here. Okay, and then I go back, ready to stand on the other side. I'm always imagining I'm in a real situation here, so I'm always ready with my hands in front, ready to grab hands, whatever I need to do. Okay, from there I'm going to step 1. Okay, come back to the other side. 1, 2. Knee on belly, okay? Other side, 1, 2, knee on belly. All right, guys? So let's practice that out for a minute or two here, okay? And it's not really a speed thing, but as you start to get the position down, you can start to speed it up a little bit, get a little bit of sweat going during this one, all right, guys? So let's try it out. 2 minutes here. Maybe you're gonna put the hands down on the shoulders, all right? Keep it going, keep it going. Nice, Nick. Good, Julian. Try to get your shin all the way across that bag, okay? All the way across. They call it knee on belly, but yeah, it's actually your whole shin. Nice, Nick. Yep. That's good. That's what you're gonna do most of the time. You're gonna shuck those legs the opposite way, step in. Exactly. Good work, Nick. Doing awesome, guys. Keep it going. Almost there. All right, guys, that's time. Okay, before we go on to the next one, just to give you guys an idea of how this will really work. Nick, can I have you be the demonstration guy here? So my partner's legs are down. So say we're in this open guard situation, really say that down. So say we're in this open guard situation, right? Maybe I took him down, maybe I swept him, whatever happened that led to this position here where my partner's back to the mat, his legs are up, right? So now, like I was saying, I want to take that staggered stance, okay? Now, if I'm doing the pass for real on this, now I always want to try, if I can, to move my partner's legs out the opposite way. So if my right leg is in back, remember I'm going to be stepping across my left, I want to move the legs to my right and then take that step in. Okay? So now by going in right into a knee on belly position, I make it difficult for my partner to go and then bring his knee back in to regard. If I just step here, he can bring the legs back, right? And regard me. Okay? So after I get past his legs, I immediately want to get to a pinning position, right? Which is what? Knee on belly, side control, or full mount. Okay? So one of the quickest ones you can go right into is knee on belly. Okay? Because it's just my shin on his stomach. Right? The other ones you got to hug with your arms, right? And full mount takes a little bit longer to get into full mount and side control, basically. So when I pass this way, it's a speed pass, right? So I can quickly move his legs and get right to knee on belly, and I get a pass right here. If I hold this position for 3 seconds, I get passing points, plus I get 2 points for knee on belly. So 3 points for the pass, 2 points for knee on belly. You can accumulate 5 points in a tournament just from this one sequence, okay? So something to keep in mind if you ever plan on competing. But just so you guys have an idea of why we're doing this, how we're doing this with the dummies, how it's gonna work on an actual person, right? So again, I'm here in the ready stance. If I have my left leg back, I'm always stepping to my right, right? So I gotta move his legs to my left, and I step right into a knee on belly, okay? Notice how Nick ended up here, okay? If I did a good job of pushing his legs, he should end up kind of turning away from me. Sometimes a lot of times guys will turn into you here and try to regard or try to frame and defend the knee on belly. Other times they might continue this and try to go turtle, okay? So I need to be aware of that. Those are pretty much the 2 possibilities, right? He's gonna try to turn into me or try to turn away from me, one or the other, okay? So if he tries to turn away from me here, I'm just ready to go and catch the back here, right? So as long as you're aware of what can happen from this position, you can be ready for what comes next, okay? So again, let's go back down to the dummies. So the next sequence I want to work on is just working out for the same pass. Now we're going to practice that knee transfer, okay? So when we're here, and let me move this here a bit. So from here, I'm stepping in, okay? Now when I want to transfer sides, there's occasions when you're going to want to do this, okay? It's important that I always have one knee on the dummy at all times, okay? So what I want to avoid is when I'm going to the other side, is I want to avoid you guys jumping and taking both shins off the dummy for that moment, because that's the moment when you have no pressure on the person and they're going to escape. So when I'm going from one side to the other with this knee transfer, I need to make sure that I always have one knee down. So when I'm switching sides, momentarily I'm actually going to have both knees down on the dummy. So I'm here, I'm going to bring my outside knee in, and now I have both knees down on the dummy like that, right? So from there, my feet stay together, and I'm just going to bring both feet to the other side like that. You see how I'm bringing both feet to the other side. Now I can just leave that one knee down, and I can step with my other leg out, okay? So another important maneuver to get down if you like playing from that knee on belly position, okay? So again, I'm here, one, knee to knee, and transfer. So I always have one knee down, at least one knee down on the dummy. And for a moment there, when you're switching sides, you actually have 2 knees down, okay? So make sure you don't cross your feet, because that's how you get caught up. The idea is when someone actually has legs here and they're, sorry. So when I'm here in the knee on belly, and his knees usually are up. They're not gonna lay perfectly flat, right? This is a real person. They're gonna be ready to bridge and stuff here, okay? So when I transfer, I gotta avoid my feet running into his knees. And how I do that is by keeping my feet together and by making sure I lift them high enough here to avoid that, okay? And then I step out to the other side. And the good thing about that is I need to lift them high enough anyway because that makes it easy for me to pivot on him, right? I'm using like the point of my knees, kind of like how you would if you were like, you know, spinning the top, right? You put the point down. Same thing when I'm rotated on my knees. I need to make sure it's like not too like much of my shin is down because now it's hard to move. So I got to use my knees like that, okay? And I switch sides like so. Okay, guys? So let's practice that out on the dummies here for another 2 minutes, okay? Ready? Go. Make sure you're alternating sides, guys. Now notice I'll even like practice like I'm moving the legs in the next step in. Okay, even though we don't have dummies with legs, you can still practice that motion. And remember, when I'm moving like this way, I need to put my weight into my hands. I forgot to include that. When I'm transferring, my weight goes into my hands, and then I can make my legs light enough that I can move quickly and smoothly like that. Okay? It's impossible to do this if you don't put your weight into your hands. Okay? So whether your hands are on the dummy or on the mat, either or, but make sure when you're transferring, my weight goes in, then my weight's in my hands, I can easily transfer like that, okay? Keep going. Yeah, you guys are doing. Keep going, guys. Nice. Bring that foot over to the other side too, Julian. There you go. Looking good, guys. Keep it going. Time. All right. Nice work. Okay. All right, guys, so next thing I want to work on is just transitioning to the mount from knee on belly, okay? So when you're in knee on belly, we're here, okay? Now, if I want to go to the mount, pretty simple. Depends on how my partner's positioned, but a really easy way we can do this is just to start to bring my other knee down to the mat, and I just slide my shin the rest of the way across, open my foot, and now we're in the full mount, right? Okay, so when we pass this way, I can pass, get the knee on belly, hold that position for 3 seconds. I've already gotten 5 points, right? 3 for the pass, 2 for knee on belly. Now, if I want to go to the mount, just like when I'm transferring to the other side, hands, okay, go on the dummy or on the mat. Now I'm going to slide my shin across. As I slide the shin across, my other knee goes down, and I end up in the full mount, okay? So we're going to start back here again. We're going to do the same motion, knee on belly, okay? Hands on the dummy, Now as I bring my left knee across, my right knee is gonna go down, and I finish in the full mount position, okay? So we're just gonna try that out for another 2 minutes here. Let's go, guys. So again, keep the staggered stance, pass, knee on belly, slide to the mount, okay? 1, 2, 3, okay? Oh yeah, you're gonna lose 4 points for full mount, right? So 9 points in the sequence if you're competitive. Time. All right, guys, let's get a quick water break. Come back. Okay. Thank you. You're on top of it today. Alrighty, guys. So before we go on to the next one, do you have any questions on that passing sequence? If not, we're just going to go straight into some submissions from the full mount. All right. So once we're in the full mount, there's some basic submissions that we can work on from here. One of the easiest ones would be the key lock or the Americana. Okay. So now with the dummies, you know, obviously they don't have an elbow, but we can make it somewhat realistic by bending the dummy where their elbow would be, right? Because when I'm doing a key lock, I want my opponent's arm in this L shape like that, okay? So I'm just gonna make that L shape with my dummy's arm here. Okay, now with my hand on the opposite side, I'm gonna bring it over and pin the wrist like so, okay? With my elbow, I should be on the mat against their head, okay? So I still have this arm bent in this nice L shape like so. With my free hand, I'm gonna slide it. I'm gonna make it, first of all, I'm gonna make it flat like that, okay? And I'm gonna slide it under the elbow. And now I grip my own wrist. So now I have a 2-on-1 controlling their arm. Okay, 2 of my arms controlling their 1. So from here, I'm gonna make sure, before I start to lift the elbow up, I wanna make sure I'm pulling the arm down like that, okay? Because what that does is I pull their elbow down near their hip almost, okay? Now this puts the arm in a much worse position. When I go to start to lift the elbow, I'm gonna get a lot more pressure on the shoulder. Whereas if I start to lift the elbow too soon and their arm is still way up here, I don't get nearly as much pressure on that elbow, okay? And not only that, is they can bridge and turn their elbow out and then they can escape the submission, okay? So I'm here, I have the arm in an L, right? I'm gonna bring my cross hand over, knuckles up, elbow on the floor, okay? Now with my free hand, sliding under their elbow, controlling my own wrist, okay? Make sure my palms, both palms should be down facing the mat at this time, okay? From there, I can bring the arm down. I'm gonna use, keeping my elbows on the floor, I'm gonna bring the arm down. Now, I need to make sure as I start to lift this elbow, I'm keeping the wrist pinned. What I don't want is to, as I start to lift the elbow, the wrist starts to come up, okay? I need to make sure I keep the wrist pinned and I lift the elbow up, okay? From there, I'm starting to rotate the arm past the point it's able to go, and then I get a lock on the shoulder, okay? So if you guys want, I can demonstrate this really quick here with Coach Nick, that way you can see how it looks on a real person, okay? So typically, this person on the bottom is gonna have their elbows in like so, okay? So what I can do is I can start to use both hands to attack one arm and sort of push that arm to the mat like that, okay? So now I have his arm in the shape of an L, right? So from there, make sure I'm gonna drop my elbow here. I'm pinning the wrist with my cross arm, and then my arm on the same side comes under, grabs my own wrist. Now, like I was saying, I need to make sure I pull the whole arm down. Then I can start to slowly lift the elbow, okay? It's a very painful and powerful submission. You gotta make sure if you're doing this on a real person that you go nice and slow and give them time to tap, okay? Since we're going on the dummies, we can reef on this as much as we want. So, but that's the basic idea of the submission, all right, guys? Let's try it out for a few minutes here. So again, make the arm like an L, pin the wrist, elbow on the floor, other hand slides under, palms down. I pull the whole arm down near the hip and lift the elbow up while keeping the wrist pinned, okay? Try both sides, guys. This is one of the easiest submissions to get down. Earlier on, you see this like at the white belt level, this is like probably the most common submission. By black belt, it's not really that common anymore, but for white belt, it's a very good one to get down.
May not be common for the mount, but there's all kinds of tricky ways you can get into this key lock.
Oh, for
other
sure.
positions for sure.
Yeah, not only mount, but side control.
Yeah.
What else? Sometimes you can get, I think people get it from the guard, which is
Well,
really,
that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Guard. Yeah.
You can catch people off guard sometimes with that one because they don't think that you can get that one from the bottom. But definitely from the mount, definitely from side control. It's a good one to go for.
How do you think about your body position when you're coming to put your arms in there? Because obviously one of the really common defenses is they can try to reach in and grab.
Right. Yeah.
So how do you?
My upper body.
Yeah.
One of the things I do is when I get in this here, I stay nice and low with my head. Okay, because I leave this space here. Yeah, they're gonna start to reach either over this way or inside. If I'm over here, they'll bring their arm inside. So I use my head to stay nice and tight. That way I can kind of use my head to block their other hand, and then I can start to connect the move before they have time to grab their other hand. Yeah. But there's also like if they defend that way, and actually that's what we're gonna go into next.
Oh, nice.
Is if they defend like that, okay, a lot of times they reach over and grab it to bridge it up. Then they expose themselves for arm bars. If you guys remember, but we'll go into that next. Okay, so I don't want to, overload. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but you guys will see. So there's always a defense to any reaction they can give you in this one. And as long as you're ready for those, like I said, you can catch them with them. So like I say, the key lock gets less common, as the actual ending submission at the higher levels, but it's used a lot of times to set up something else. So you got to make sure you actually have a key lock that's threatening them. If not, then there's no point in them defending and going into your other submissions. Make sure they're doing okay. Looking good, guys. Yeah, nice, Julian. Great. Nice, Nick. All right, guys, looks good. Any questions on that one before we go to the next? No? All right, key lock's pretty basic, right? But like I said, if you master this one, it can open you up to a lot of other positions and submissions from here, okay? So the next thing we're gonna work on is like Nick was saying. Okay, Nick, if I can use you real quick again. So when we're going through this key lock, really, can I have you go head towards the, yeah, there we go. If we're going for this key lock here, one common way for him to defend is for him to reach over with his hand. Yeah, and he might go that way, but actually even the other way, like you can start to bring your hand this way. Oh, right. Right? Yeah. So if they start to do that, look, I can be ready now to bring myself into the S mount. Okay? You guys remember, how do I set up an arm lock or an arm bar? Is I need to get his elbow across my body. So basically by him bridging this way, like so usually they do this before I pull the elbow down. So as I start to connect this key lock, now they're gonna bridge that way. So you see I keep the grip the entire time, and he basically rolls his arm into the position I need it to go right into an S mount now. And now I can lean past my leg, and we finish in an arm bar, okay? So actually, depending on how he defends, sometimes he'll bridge in and pull his elbow in, other times he'll bridge away, and he'll go right into that cross body where I bring his arm across my body, and then I can go into an S mount and go right for my arm bar from there, okay? So again, when we're here, okay, sometimes I start to go for this key lock, this person bridges. So you notice I step my opposite leg. So if we turn this way a little bit, they can see that. Yeah, so as I start to go for this key lock, he starts to bridge. Look, I'm already stepping my opposite leg, pointing my toes. Now I'm gonna bring my knee up behind so he can't roll back again. And now I keep the same grip I had from the start. I lean over and I start to pass my leg over the head. Now I can sit. I'm gonna pull him into me as I lay back, extending the arm, and I can finish the arm bar, okay? So with your dummy, we go like this here. I set up my key lock, okay? Now I'm just gonna use that grip, and actually, I don't really need him to bridge that way. I can use this key lock grip to just bring the arm across like this, okay? To the other side, I step, and I get my S mount. Now I lean, pass my leg, then we have the arm bar. All right, guys? So we've already worked on both of those submissions with you, but now we're just combining the two, okay? So when the guy who defends the key lock this way, you go right into the arm bar from there, all right? So let's try it out for a few minutes here, guys. This is the last one today.
Time flew by.
Yeah. So remember, I'm bringing the arm across the opposite side like I'm trying to touch the other hand, right? See, from here, I got to make sure when I'm going to roll him that I give him space. So I step my other leg, then I roll, okay? Now I got to bring my knee up to keep it nice and tight, okay? From there, I lean, pass my leg. We have the guys, if you have any questions during this time, go ahead and unmute yourself. I'll be able to hear you, okay? Nice, Julian. Yeah, good. Beautiful. Like you've done that before. Nice work. Nice, Nick. Yep, looking good, guys. Keep it going. Looking good, looking good. Another few minutes here. Alrighty, guys, that's time. Okay, so before we go for the end, you guys have any questions on the moves today? Any comments, anything, or actually any even like requests that you guys want to work on for the next class? Okay, anything like that? Any techniques or submissions? Anything really? Yeah, if you guys think of some later, you know, something you're confused about or something you want to work on later, just give us a message on our Facebook page and we could work on that and plan that for next time, okay?
Always open to feedback.
Yeah, always. Anything, guys, even feedback just on the class, on how we do the classes, anything that any advice you have, because we're still working, getting better at this too, trying to make it better all the time. So any suggestions you guys have, we're always open to those, okay? So thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Good work today. We're going to finish it up, okay? And we'll see you guys next time, which is Friday.
Yeah,
okay?
Friday is 6 o'clock. We got first Friday class.
Yeah. All right, thanks a bunch, guys. Let's keep straight up. Good bow to the master. Bow to each other.
Oh, do you want to? Sorry, do we want to do a quick plug for Saturday?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Saturday, guys, we're planning on doing a fight companion with the UFC event that's going on. We're going to be on Zoom, and anybody can join us. You don't have to be actually watching the fights, the UFC fights that are going on this Saturday night. But if you guys want to join us, whether you're watching the fights or not, you guys are free to join us. We're basically going to be hanging out, watching the fights together. It's not going to be like really anything formal. Just going to be, you know, kind of having like a fight night like we normally would, but on Zoom.
Just
okay?
social, hanging out. Even if you're not getting the pay-per-view, like there's plenty of time in between fights. We'll just kind of be, you know,
talking jiu-jitsu, BS and everything, you know,
exactly.
it should be a fun event, but we're planning on doing these more regularly. We're probably going to be doing them like for some of the jiu-jitsu events, the UFC events, and things like that, just to kind of have fun and keep engaged with you guys, okay? So thanks a bunch for joining us, okay? We'll see you guys next time.
See you next time. Thanks, guys.